Hi there, it's Ryan G. Wright from DoHardMoney.com coming to you. We do a daily video every single day. And if you'd like to see something on a video, please type it in the comments below and I'll make sure I put a video together for you. And I would really appreciate the feedback of what you'd like to see for future videos. The question of the day today is, what is the downside of an FHA loan? The Federal Housing Administration, and HUD is the one that puts that on. What are the downsides to FHA loans? Well, the biggest downside is it doesn't work if you're an investor. If you are doing something for an investment property, an FHA loan, you can't get. It doesn't work if you're an investor. So that's probably the biggest downside. If you're a homeowner, the only downside to an FHA loan is the mortgage insurance. That's really what it comes down to, because with an FHA loan, you can get a loan with 3% down. They will allow the seller to pay the closing costs, so you don't have to pay the closing costs. You can increase the price and ask the seller to pay for those. So there's a huge benefit there. But if you're doing it for an investment property, there's a really big problem. And that really big problem is they won't do investment properties. And so that doesn't work very well if you're an investor. If you're a homeowner, I don't see a lot of downside to getting an FHA loan. I only see upside. If you're an investor, the downside is you can't get an FHA loan because investment properties don't qualify for them. As being a home seller, if I just fix up a property, I'm trying to sell it and make a profit, one of the downsides to the FHA loans is going to be an FHA inspection. Now, this isn't a home inspector, but this is the appraiser looking at it, and the appraiser is going to be going through to make sure the roof has 5 years of life. He's going to go through and make sure there's no wood to earth contact. He's going to be looking at all kinds of things to make sure that the property is going to qualify for FHA condition. This can be a little bit of a problem, because if I accepted an offer, and let's say I accept an offer for $150,000, and then they get their appraisal done, and the FHA inspector comes back and says, hey, these things don't pass FHA requirements, I'm going to have to go in and spend money that I may not have been planning on to do those additional repairs. Now, if you did everything right in the beginning, you probably don't need to worry about this, but I have had situations where an FHA appraiser found something that we didn't even know about that cost a significant amount of money. That's troublesome and it's expensive. And secondly, I've had situations where they said something that just didn't make any sense because they felt like they had to earn their money. So that's another problem you can run into if you're selling on the FHA. If you're also selling a property to an FHA buyer, they're typically going to want you to pay their closing costs. 3.5% or more in closing costs is typically what they're going to be asking for. So I tell people just to plan on that. However, you can increase the price. If you're asking $100,000 and they want $4,000 in closing costs, you can say, I'll do that, but I'm going to be $104,000, so you're still netting what you were planning on doing. I typically just plan on putting on 3 to 5% in closing costs or in negotiating room when I'm reselling the property. I just plan on that off the top, so I build that into my numbers to begin with, so it's really not a problem. So just in recap, what are the downsides of FHA loans? Well, if you're a homeowner buying a house, there really aren't a lot of downsides other than the mortgage insurance. That's the only downside that there really is with FHA. Otherwise, it's all upside. What are the downsides if you're selling to somebody that's getting an FHA loan? One, they're going to negotiate with you on closing costs. I plan on that. That's to be expected. Two, they're going to get, the appraiser is going to do some FHA inspection. They're going to look at the property to see some things, and they may want some things done that you may not be planning on doing or spending the money to do. So you've got to look at that. That all said, I still would accept an FHA offer. I still would work with FHA buyers. That's one of the beauties of what we do, is we take something that's a piece of garbage and we make it nice so a family can go live in that property, and we make a profit for taking on the risk in doing that. So selling it to an FHA buyer is something you shouldn't be concerned about. You just got to be aware of some of these risks and downsides in getting an FHA loan or having somebody else that gets an FHA loan. I hope this has been helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up. I come out with these videos every single day. I really hope you're enjoying them. If you are, please be a subscriber. Our YouTube channel is Do Hard Money. If you want to check us out online, go to DoHardMoney.com, where we've got all kinds of tips, tricks, softwares, tools, everything for helping real estate investors be successful in making it happen in real estate investing. I hope this was very helpful for you. Make it a very profitable day. Bye for now.